Okay.
Okay, where we were was explaining that the official record of the meetings are the minutes which have been approved by council. And what we're wanting to know is how long the council would like to keep the videos and make an amendment to the current ordinance to that effect.
Those videos are gonna be on YouTube, so space is not a problem. They can stay, as far as I'm concerned, forever.
I'm not sure if there is a space limit or not. I mean, we could do whatever council wants to do.
Well, I'm sure people like the opportunity to refer back.
Well, they have the written.
Which is the official record of the meeting.
Whatever we do, we need to change what our current procedure is, which is that we destroy it after the minutes are approved. And I know we need to change it regardless of.
We have a motion and a second to adopt 90 days is the length of time that we keep the videos out there. So further discussion of the motion.
You should have recommended by the state, right?
Yes, the Georgia Archives, I can pass this down just so y'all can look at it.
Further discussion of the motion. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye. Nay.
We have one opposed, so the motion carries 4-1. Okay, the next item on the agenda is the covered bridge on Highway 246. Ms. Myrna Warner brought up a few months ago at a council meeting how the covered bridge is a really nice amenity in Sky Valley. It's has historical significance, and there are a lot of people that stop at the overlook and are using the trail access to get to that covered bridge. We do not own it. It is owned by a property owner who has about 22 acres there. We have contacted the owners to see if they would be interested in a lease with the city similar to the other leases that we have on the other amenities. They have expressed an interest in doing that. We went to Georgia Mountain Regional Planning and requested a report from them as an evaluation of that site. It's about a 2-page memo that you all have in your file. The bridge is in disrepair. The access to it is very dangerous. We don't have a liability for that, the property owner does. However, it would be a very nice additional amenity for the city to have. After Georgia Mountain Regional Planning evaluated it, they agreed that you would have to have a lot of engineering work done and spend a good bit of money to bring it up to what it would need to be to make it a public access facility. In the last paragraph of their memo, they recommended that we contact the state of Georgia about the possibility of them acquiring that property and turning it into a city-state partner park, with most of the funding coming from the state, maybe all of it coming from the state. We asked them to pursue grants related to the improvement of it. They said that there are none available because its age and historical significance do not fit the requirements of a grant through the Historical Society. So either it would be that we spend a bunch of money again on somebody else's property to bring it up to code. And I don't think that's something we should do, because unlike the Merrill property where we just spent a couple $1,000s on it, this would require a lot of money to be spent. So what I'm asking the council is what you would like to do, I would be in favor of pursuing the state, working on the project, to see if it's something that they can handle, as opposed to us trying to do it.
I think letting the state park take it, if they will, would be an awesome value to Sky Valley.
Would you like to make that motion that we allow the city manager to pursue this project through the state of Georgia?
She's got it. So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there further discussion?
Are we gonna put this in shape to drive across? Or just
No.
look and walk across?
I don't think you could ever bring it up to speed to drive across it, but it has a beautiful waterfall right below it, and if you read the memo that we got from Georgia Mountain Regional Planning, they're extremely high on it as a tourist venue or attraction, definitely. And they compare it to some other really nice features in other parts of the state that have been very successful, especially when you look at the possibility of building a platform out over this beautiful waterfall that there is right there at the bridge. So, that answers your question. Further discussion of the motion?
I just want to say, I think that's a great project, but I definitely do not want to see the city take on the funding for it. The state level or private donations, I think that's fantastic, and I think it would be something positive for us. We don't need to be spending money.
I agree. All those in favor of the motion, let me know by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, at the Sky Valley Overlook, which is leased from Harrison Merrill, there is a, not a fence, but a barrier built around the lower edge to keep people from tumbling over into the ravine down below. A lot of the stone columns are in disrepair. We're having a hard time keeping the struts that go across between the stone columns keep falling down, and there's some work that needs to be done to fix it. And we have gone down there and done some repair work, which has never been successful. And so I think what the city manager is requesting is, would you be in favor of getting bids to fix the problem, knowing that that is someone else's property? And also knowing that it is by far the most visited attraction in Sky Valley. And for public safety, would you be interested in the city manager acquiring bids to determine what it might cost, and then we can pursue whether or not we're interested in doing it?
Is the liability on the city if somebody gets hurt there or Harrison?
Our lease covers that, and it says that we have to assume any liability, and we have insured ourselves extremely well against any such liability.
Is there any chance the state will come in and help out with that project as well?
I don't think your mind works.
Is there any chance the state will come in and help out with that project?
We can certainly request that. I don't know if they will work on private property.
They won't.
They will not work on private property.
In order for them to do the other project, they'll have to acquire that property. So in short of them acquiring the overlook, then no, they would not.
I got you.
So, do we have a motion that would allow the city manager to solicit bids to fix the problem that we have there?
Just to solicit bid.
Just solicit bids.
So moved.
Again,
Do we have a second?
second.
We have a motion and a second. Further discussion. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. That was 5-0, wasn't it? Unanimous? Okay. we will get back to the regular agenda. I think Mr. Lively has to leave at 11, so we were so efficient in the first part that he's going to have some time left for the rest of it. Under the mayor's remarks, one, I'd like to welcome everybody here today, even though a lot of our residents have left for the winter. They left just in time, and it's a great turnout, and I appreciate all of you coming. We had a fantastic Fall Fest. If you were here, we had cars parked everywhere that you can possibly park a car. And lined up on all the streets. And it was a beautiful day, extremely successful, and I'd like to thank all of those who volunteered to help us with it, including Councilor Stahl and Lively and Larson, and all the rest of you. We really appreciate all the time and effort that you put into it. And the car show, we had 47 antique cars, very successful car show, received a lot of attention, and city staff, police, put in a lot of overtime to make sure that it was a successful event. And then on Sunday night after Fall Fest, we got a flood. And I've been told that there was more rainfall during that 24-hour period of time than any recorded in that short period of time. This guy out before, which includes hurricanes. Everything that we had, all our infrastructure held up extremely well. We did have a lake out here in front of the lodge, and we had to close the road for a short period of time until the pipe could handle all the water. But we did not have a lot of damage to the infrastructure as far as drainage ditches and all that sort of thing. We do have some that got stopped up that we'll be working on this week. There was also a tremendous amount of wind. We did have some downed trees, which Public Works got out and cleared early that morning. Really thank the city staff, Public Works, and the police for all they did. I think Vaughn was telling me that it was worse than the hurricanes. But they handled it well, and we appreciate that too, Vaughn. Okay, down to council remarks. We'll start with Ms. Larson.
I'm used to being the last.
Who switched order?
I do want to thank the city for the Fall Fest, and I think the one person sitting to my left here is the one who gets it designed and pulls it all together, and probably has from the very beginning. I saw all the city employees out there working. And remember, we do have a POA thank you lunch tomorrow at the club at 11:30. The workers for the city will be there, and they will be enjoying their lunch, and we are free to join them, but we have to pay for ours. Anyhow, and thank you to the planning and zoning for working on simplifying the tree ordinance. They've had 10 meetings since June of 2016. They are simplifying the old ordinance. It's going to be less structure. And we do have a meeting on October 30th at 9 a.m. here in this lodge. And I'm wrapping everybody in this room with angel wings for a peace of soul and body, especially Milner and Jane.
Thank you, Ms. Larson. Mr. Lively.
I want to thank everybody for all the letters and the cards and the prayers that have gone up for Jane and I. We really felt that, and we really felt a part of this community. And like to have, like all of y'all support, and just so excited to see people getting involved in our government. We have an election coming up. You have some very good candidates all throughout, from top to bottom. And I just want to encourage you to get out and vote. Just get out and vote. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Tyler.
I'd like to thank everyone for coming out for the forum last week and listening to all of us espouse our positions on questions that were asked. But I also want to let you know that we have a lot of visitors coming in here on days other than Fall Fest. Holly and I were out doing hay bales. Well, she was doing the hay bale, I handed her the cans of paint. And we had people stop by from Sewanee and from parts west who were saying they drove over here just to see the hay bales each year. One couple even stopped at the timeshare and bought a timeshare after looking at the hay bales. So never underestimate the power of the artistic capabilities around us and the beauty of our area. We are so fortunate to get to live in this gorgeous community. Thank you again for all your support.
Mr. Durbo.
I just want to welcome everybody. Thank you for coming, and I want to thank Linda for putting on a great Fall Fest. Unfortunately, fortunately for me, I was busy all day Saturday and didn't get to attend, but I did drive through it several times, and it looks like it was well attended. So, Linda, thank you, and thank y'all for coming.
Well, I used to be first, now I'm last. And after Mrs. Larson, she went and spread all the gossip and all the news. So I have nothing to say, but welcome.
I'd like to admit, there was a lot, I was driving the golf cart, and this couple, they were from like Minnesota. And I said, y'all came all the way down here for the Fall Fest? She said, no, not for the Fall Fest, but she had heard about it from where they were staying, somewhere in Gainesville, I think. And she loved the one where we went by all the football, all the schools. And she said, well, what do y'all call it? I said, dog walk.
City Manager, Departmental Reports.
Speaking of that, the voting for the hay bales is still going on our Facebook page. The University of Georgia hay bale is ahead of everyone by leaps and bounds at this point. But please vote. Please vote. If you haven't voted, go on our Facebook page and cast your vote for your favorite hay bale. And we'll close that out at the end of the month. Usually we get them on our Facebook page prior to Fall Fest, and then we ended at Fall Fest. But this year we put it up the day before Fall Fest because of the challenges that we've had with the rain and trying to keep them in one piece this year. So hopefully they will withstand the pressure for a few more weeks and we can enjoy them as long as we normally do. However, I will say they are they're going through a difficult year this year. So of course, the election we have coming up, advanced voting. If you are doing advanced voting, you do have to go to the Raven County Elections Office for that. That's at the bottom of the Civic Center on Joe Dotson Circle in Clayton. On Election Day, we will be voting, not we, because I don't vote, but you all will be voting at City Hall. So you can come to City Hall to vote on Election Day. Just a tidbit, we did send out a notice. Melanie Durpo did withdraw her name, but she does still appear on the ballot. The ballots were already printed, so if you do advanced voting, her name is still on the ballot, but any votes that are cast for her won't be counted. So you want to make sure that your vote counts and that you are aware that she did withdraw her name. We've got our last event for the year is the SCADA Summit, I should say 2017. The 50K and 25K, that's November 11th and 12th. These are our trail runners that are amazing. They run up to the top of Raven Bald and beyond and then come back, but they begin and end in Sky Valley, and we're always excited to see them every year. So they are planning on doing that as a 2-day event this year. They will be gathering in the park, so they'll do their start and finish from the pavilion, our new pavilion in the park. That's kind of the highlights. Everything else, real quick on the upcoming holiday schedule, we've got Veterans Day. City Hall will be closed Friday, November 10th, and then Thanksgiving, we're closed that Thursday and Friday, and the recycle will be picked up on the Wednesday of that week. The website, we've had 25,720 unique visitors to the website this year, and that includes 2,825 during the month of September. I'm always excited to look at the October numbers because of Fall Fest and the hay bales. We get a whole lot of action on our Facebook site and our website during that time. But those will be next month. So our email, I do have, Debbie was kind enough to print out a list. I think there was a list that went around at the POA meeting. A lot of people signed up that were already on our list, but if you're not sure, or you know that you're not getting the city emails, I've got a list up here, if you'll sign up after this meeting, and we'll make sure we get you added. One thing to be aware of is some people call me about they're not getting our emails anymore. They were, and then all of a sudden they're not. I promise we don't take anybody off. So if you come off, it's likely because you forwarded a city email to someone else. And if they decide to unsubscribe, they just unsubscribed you. So there is a forward within the email that you can safely forward to other people, but if you use the forward, like your email forward, your regular forward that you would use, if you use that and forward it to someone and they hit unsubscribe, then it will unsubscribe you. So make sure if you forward it to someone, you use the little forward button at the bottom of our email, and that won't happen. So, but worst case scenario, you find out you're not getting the emails anymore. If you don't hear from us in a week or so, you know you're probably not on our email list anymore. And you can always resubscribe through the website or call us, either one. If you did unsubscribe, we can't add you back. You have to add yourself back because of the unsubscribe laws. But anyway, we'll walk you through it. On the Facebook page, we've got 1,902 followers. We had 42 new followers during the month of September. That's a lot higher than our normal. Again, that starts because of our Facebook advertising for Fall Fest and that kind of thing. So that always generates some traffic. The visitor center, so far this year, we've greeted 1,402 people, including 161 during the month of September. Long distance travelers last month came from Missouri, the Bahamas, England, Illinois, and Texas. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Lynn. There was one thing I forgot in my report. It's just basically a question. I was contacted recently by Mr. Harrison Merrill, and he was saying that he had been paid a visit by Councilman Durpo and Mr. John Sheebles. I was just wondering, Councilman, if there was anything relative to the city that you wanted to report on as a result of that meeting?
No, actually that meeting was, because every time I brought up to you, we need to have a comprehensive land plan, you said we can't do that because Harrison is going to take away the city park property. I wanted to find out what Mr. Merrill really planned. So we had a nice conversation, and he would like to see his original plan move forward.
Yeah, he did mention in the communication that he did fully intend to close the amenities to the city's use if we forced anything on him. So just keep that in mind as we go forward. The next item is skipping back down into the agenda, item 11. We have some mayor's proclamations in your file. This is something I don't think we do enough of, but I just felt like it was important that we do this and maybe start doing it on a more regular basis. We have certain citizens within our community who donate an inordinate amount of time to activities that benefit the city of Sky Valley and benefit Raven County. And I just want to today recognize some of those individuals. The first one is whereas citizens and civic organizations come together to help beautify our community each year, and whereas willing members of the Sky Valley Garden Club consistently pool their creative talents to decorate the city with beautiful fall displays, and whereas the hay bales painted by Holly Style and the fall displays put together by members of the Garden Club continue to surpass all expectations year after year and are unmatched in originality, creating a true icon for the community. And whereas Holly Style and the Sky Valley Garden Club should be commended for their commitment and efforts in helping to enhance the beauty of Sky Valley for its residents, and by encouraging visitors to come to our city to share in the unique photo opportunities created by these colorful and festive displays of fall, ultimately introducing visitors to the natural magnificence of our valley and mountain vistas. Now therefore, I, Huel Goodgame, Mayor of the City of Sky Valley, hereby proclaim the week of October 23rd through 27th as Sky Valley Garden Club Appreciation Week. You will, let's give the Garden Club a hand. The next one is to Laura Gurley. Whereas the residents with special interests and talents are called on to volunteer their time and expertise to represent the city of Sky Valley on important countywide boards, and whereas Laura Gurley has served on the Raven County Tourism Development Authority Board for the last 2 years, and whereas Laura Gurley is currently serving as the chairman of the Raven County Tourism Development Authority, and whereas specifically we want to express our gratitude to Laura Gurley for her outstanding public service to the county and the city of Sky Valley, and whereas Laura Gurley should be applauded for her commitment to the organization and hosting of the historic total solar eclipse event that brought thousands of people to Raven County. Whereas Laura Gurley has managed to give freely of her time to serve on this board and make sure Sky Valley has been properly represented and included in the marketing efforts of Raven County. Now therefore, I, Huel Goodgame, Mayor of the City of Sky Valley, hereby proclaim October 21st as a day to honor Laura Gurley for her outstanding commitment to the tourism within Raven County and the City of Sky Valley. Give Laura a hand. I'll give you a copy of it to give to her, Will. Yes, she's back in Atlanta working on it.
She's only away from here for a reason that takes all of us away, a doctor's appointment she's had.
Common refrain here in Sky Valley. One more. Whereas citizens are called on to volunteer their time and expertise to represent the city of Sky Valley on important county-wide boards, and whereas Ray Becker has represented the city of Sky Valley since 2015 and continues to serve as a Sky Valley board member of the Raven County Water and Sewer Authority, and whereas specifically we want to express our gratitude to Ray for his outstanding public service, and whereas as a prominent leader, Ray Becker has managed to give freely of his time to serve on this board and make sure Sky Valley has been properly represented in the movement to consolidate water and sewer services for all of Raven County. Now, therefore, I, Huel Goodyear, Mayor of the City of Sky Valley, hereby proclaim October 31st as a day to honor Mr. Ray Becker for his outstanding public service in the City of Sky Valley.
If you pick October 31st to honor him for a reason?
Madam City Manager, would you enlighten us?
It just seemed to fit.
Okay, moving right along, that completes the regular agenda. Now we want to open the meeting up to public forum and general comments. If you would, please come forward, use the mic, state your name, and if you want to, tell us where you live. First. Helen, you coming forward? Yeah.
If you have not played pickleball yet, I encourage you to do so. It is a lot of fun. And I just have a question to the city manager. This may have been asked to you before, but the new pickleball courts are being so used. I've noticed that there are people outside of Sky Valley that are using them. And I know that we don't want to lock those gates, but I would recommend a signage of some sort be put by each gate that recommends that, I don't know how you word it, that Sky Valley residents get priority use. I don't know how you get people that are there outside of Sky Valley to leave, but I do think that we have got people outside of Sky Valley that are using those courts, and I think that needs to be dealt with.
If you don't mind, I'll mention something about that. They are, open to the public, and what we have had is we've had some of our residents go to Clayton and Franklin and play in matches, and then we've invited some of them up here to play in matches. What we do when we have a crowd, which we've had like on Saturday morning, sometimes 25 people, we limit the score from 11 in a normal game down to 7. And we rotate each court, all 4 players. Normally you would have the winners stay on the court and someone else would challenge them, but when we have a crowd, we have to make all 4 players come off and 4 more go on. And the way we determine who comes on next is you have to stack your paddle up against the fence. And so the next 4 paddles will be the next 4 to play on the court. But that was just one comment I wanted to make, and so the question was to you, Lynn.
Well, first of all, I didn't know we were trying to limit it to Sky Valley residents. But that being said, if there are rules that we need to put in place, maybe we need to determine what those rules are so I can have a sign made that we could put on the outside of the court so that people would know what to do or what to expect.
We have not yet, the council has not yet adopted rules for the pickleball courts or the pavilion, which is something we need to do. And if you would, check and see what Clayton and Franklin and some of the surrounding communities do. I don't want to make it look like we don't want them, because we want visitors to come here and see what we've got. But I agree that, especially when we have crowds, it would be nice if Sky Valley residents got some type of precedent. Will you check on that? Okay. That answer, Helen?
Yeah, I know one day I was over there and there were about, 10 or 12 Sky Valley folks, and there was one court of 4 people not from Sky Valley, and they continued to play, which, there was no reason for them not to play, but there was limited to the Sky Valley people, there was just one court. So, as it gains popularity, I think that might become an issue, and it's not that we don't want them to come, but they need to come when there's not other people there.
Right, yeah. Well, I agree, and we need to develop rules for use, But I know when I'm down there, I don't let that happen. I say, y'all, it's not your turn to play. But we need to have rules that are published and put on the site. That's a good idea, thanks. Other public comment? Jackie?
This is really stupid, but I wish that the outhouses had been entered from the back. And I would suggest the nice fence we put in front of the two doors, so that when you open the door to go to the John, you don't see the clothes. It looks terrible from the street. So a nice pretty fence, because there was some flowers out front, go back of the fence and go in.
Very good suggestion. Yeah.
But a pretty little fence.
I agree with you.
What you quicker and go.
Yeah. Very good suggestion. Units are work in progress. We just finished some of the landscaping for the pavilion, and we need to do that. I agree with you. Thanks. Anyone else?
I would like to ask permission of the council for my husband Al and I to improve the waterfall area by weed whacking, brushing off the picnic tables, and if it's not cost prohibitive, have a trailhead sign that we would investigate the cost and purchase for that trail.
Good idea.
Oh, and also we've already contacted Rudy Macy, and we will ask you if we may go to the trailhead where all the kudzu is and cut that back in the prescribed manner that Rudy educates us. Get that open. Right now, it looks like you cannot access that trail, so we'd like to improve that area because it is a gorgeous area. Every time we have gone, many people are there. All of our visitors request that that's the first stop for them.
I don't know if all of you over here on this side heard it. I saw some people trying to hear, but what Ms. Poinkowski said was she and Al would like to work on the trailhead down to the Waterfall Trail, which I think is an excellent idea, and we appreciate all the free labor we can get. And the sign also is a good idea, and Linda, if you would get on the sign project. But yeah, kudzu is becoming a major problem down there, and also behind the pavilion on that bank. They tried to eradicate it one time, and it's really come back. It's almost like it was fertilized, but we've got to address that issue also. Further public.
I think that Garden Club, if I read Holly Stiles' note yesterday, they're going to try to get a team together to put the names of the trees along that trail. Am I correct, Debbie?
It's part of a survey to find out if that is supported by the Garden Club. It's something we would like to do, to mark the native trees and shrubs.
Okay.
It is not a specific proposal at this point.
And I know we don't need trail markers on there, but Bob and his son put up trail markers, mostly Bob, up off of Tom Drive up there, and cleared it. Of course, he hasn't been able to get out there at all this year.
Yeah.
That's it.
And the city does periodically go down to the Waterfall Trail with the bush hog and try to keep that cleared. Has that been happening lately? Okay. But they've been really tied up with hurricanes and floods and all the other things we've had going on, but we need to, as soon as they get time, get back down there and get that cleared out. But we appreciate all that help, and the Sky Valley hikers, who Kathy Turner puts out an email list too. If y'all want to get on their email list, we have about 20 people, and we have periodically had projects where we worked on trails, and so that's a good idea. Thanks. Any other public comment? Okay, immediately following this meeting, we have a hearing on the budget. So if you would, please don't leave. Please stick around for that. And what we need now is a motion to adjourn this meeting so we can go to the next one.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there further discussion? All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. We adjourn. Okay, let's take a 5-minute break, and we'll come back and get into the public hearing on the budget.